dumbest criminals must not want their freedom. All right, let's do it.
From failed escapees to fumbling thieves,
What's up,
most
Chizu?
crooks aren't criminal masterminds, and in fact, countless crimes are committed by absolute numbskulls. So today
we've
we're
seen
going to
plenty of
examine a
times
criminal
before.
lineup of trashy thieves and masters of disguise.
Are you telling me this person dressed up as a cow and tried to rob somebody? There's no way he was in the middle of the field just like, moo?
As we take our patrol through the dumbest
dear God, let
criminals
that not be
who
the
must not
truth.
want their freedom.
Moo?
Pug Life. Dogs are supposed to be a man's best friend.
Look at that.
And the theory was tested in
cutie.
2023
So fluffy.
when a drunkard from Springfield, Colorado tried to make his pooch take the blame for a crime that he'd committed. The perp visited a bar with his pup and drove home, despite being over the legal limit. Then he made the situation even worse by speeding and getting stopped by the cops. He knew that he'd be arrested for driving under the influence. So when he pulled over, he put his dog in the driver's seat and hopped out of the car. And then when the cops reached the vehicle and found the dog behind the wheel, the owner claimed that he hadn't been driving, implying that...
Oh, yes, my dog ate my homework excuse. Except totally, this pug is just, I don't know, driving a car. Oh yeah, it happens all the time. Sorry, officer. My pug was driving me home. Who the f*** is gonna believe that?
Had been the one speeding. Unfortunately, the cops had watched the entire situation.
Wait a second. How do you argue that the dog was speeding if their paws can't even reach the pedals? Cruise control. Okay, so there's nobody on the road. You just keep driving straight. You don't even hit the brakes. It's all good. Holy shit.
Unfold from their squad car, and the driver was clearly drunk. So they arrested him and charged him with driving under the influence.
But did they arrest the dog?
Resisting arrest.
Like, I'm just gonna say that the dog was definitely guilty by association, Chad. I mean, they aided and abetted this drunk man. Doggo's gotta go to jail. I'm sorry, Chad.
Springfield police stated that the dog was let go with a warning and given to a friend of the owner.
Wait.
Police stated that the dog was let go with a warning.
They actually filed a warning. They went through the whole system and said, well, we're only going to give you a warning this time, but I got to put it in the system. There's no way they actually did that.
And given to a friend of the owner.
And
although they didn't reveal what breed it was, the pet was definitely about that pug life. And it got
that guy was very irresponsible, so I'm glad they gave away the pet.
Away scotty-free. They also didn't name the driver, but the culprit was a drunk moron from Springfield, so I think his identity is clear.
Wait!
I'd say Springfield. There's a lot of idiots in Springfield. They're everywhere, chat.
I should have listened to myself. I'm drunk.
Invisible criminals. In
Is
2002,
it the ones to put lemon on their body because they thought it was invisible ink?
An Iranian bank robber decided to skip the all-important step of choosing a cunning disguise when he walked into a Tehran bank without a mask and started openly snatching banknotes from customers' hands. Unsurprisingly, civilians immediately fought back and called the police. But the criminal was shocked, and when the cops arrived, he explained that prior to the robbery, he'd paid a wizard $625 to make him invisible.
Oh, not the wizard scam. Damn, I hate when that happens on Discord. That's the worst scam. Oh my God. Man, I feel so bad for him. The wizard. Damn it, chat. I hate when that wizard down on the corner of the street pranks you for $625. You should have rolled for a nat 20 on deception. Exactly, Room Bear. You gotta make sure your wizard is of top quality, chat. You can't just be going to these low-level wizards. You gotta get at least a level 69 wizard to cast invisibility on you. Come on, chat. You gotta get the right wizard. Right wizard for the right job.
The sorcerer claimed that his spell would make the criminal disappear and allow him to perform a heist undetected. But
okay, I just want to say, if he had $625 to pay a wizard, why did he feel like he needed to go steal more money if he already had $625? He should have taken his runes and invested in endurance and stealth. Don't go to the bard. Just invest in your own stats, buddy. What are you doing?
But unfortunately, the magic was a dud. And the only spell the criminal received was a long spell in prison.
Yeah, I guess so.
He definitely should have saved $600 and bought a ski mask instead. But surprisingly, he isn't the only bank robber who tried to disappear to perform a heist. Most kids know that lemon juice can be used as invisible ink, as the clear liquid turns brown when it's heated up. But
Right? Exactly.
unfortunately, MacArthur Wheeler and Clifton Johnson from Pittsburgh didn't
There were
fully
two of them.
understand this grade school concept because they believed that if they poured lemon juice on their faces, it would make them invisible to
I
security
didn't know there were two of them, and there was like one idiot. This makes it so much worse than two of them looked at each other and said, "You know what? Put lemon juice on each other. It'll make you invisible." I literally thought it was just one idiot, not two of them. Like, my eyes are on fire, but you know what? I don't need to see anything to rob it. Ain't no
cameras.
way.
In
Ain't
1995,
no way,
they
chat.
covered their cheeks in juice before robbing 2 Pittsburgh banks with no disguise.
Wait, so they only covered their face and nothing
The
else?
lemon-scented bandits got
That doesn't even make sense. If you're gonna rob something, cover your whole body. If you said, "Oh, it's gonna be invisible," wouldn't you think by, I don't know, thought process, you would cover your whole body? That makes
away
no
with
sense.
$5,200 and stinging eyes. But the security cameras clearly captured their faces, so it didn't take the cops
That is
long to track them
wild.
down. When the citrusy criminals were arrested, Wheeler reportedly
So let me ask you a question. I want to pose a question. If they put this stuff on and they looked at each other, wouldn't they realize that they would see each other and be like, "Oh, it's not working. We should stop this." Because if there's both of them, maybe they put it in their eyes and they like literally could not see it all.
shouted, "But I wore the juice." However,
I
that
wore the
defense didn't
juice.
hold up in court. He was sentenced to 24 and a half years in prison, giving him
Wow.
plenty of time to relearn
I
grade
don't think
school
I can figure
science,
out this
while
this one,
proving
chat.
that when life
This
gives
is
you
too small
lemons,
brain for
you
me.
shouldn't squeeze them on your face and rob a bank. Dressing up. Buying a present for
pal.
every child on Earth.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
think
some
I was
stupid
too
town.
smart for that one, chat. I gotta downgrade a little bit here.
Dressing up. Buying a present for every child on Earth must cost Santa a ton of money. And it turns out
you?
St. Nick gets this cash in illicit ways. On the 23rd of December, 2013, a bank in Port Orange, Florida, was robbed by Kris Kringle himself.
Evil Santa, what? Damn, Santa, you getting it?
When a criminal decided to hold them up with a Christmas present
Oh,
that he
shit.
claimed contained a weapon. The heist worked, as Santa took money from a teller and left the package behind. However, when the local
He's
bomb
falling on
squad
bad times,
arrived,
chat.
they found the box was empty, and the criminal had been bluffing. In the end, his gamble didn't pay off because during the police's investigation, they discovered security footage from a local Walmart that showed a man in the same Santa outfit buying the wrapping paper used in the robbery. They were able to trace
You're telling me he wore the exact same outfit and incriminated himself somewhere else? Ain't no way. Why would you wear that? He literally went and bought the wrapping paper to take it and wrap it and then go directly to rob somebody. Are you an idiot? He bought his robbery outfit at Walmart. There is no way, Chad. I can't even believe this. Yeah, he's really good friends with Dasher, just not any of the rest of the
the
reindeer.
purchase to a man called Mark London. He was
Wow.
promptly arrested and sentenced to 8 years in prison. In 2014, another
Wow.
criminal, Kris Kringle, struck by robbing a post
Another
office
one.
in Melbourne, Australia. The sinning St. Nick demanded money from the cashier before stuffing it in a giant sack and making his escape in a Jeep. Unlike
Well, I'm surprised he made his escape in a Jeep. I was assuming it would be like a sleigh or something.
Mark London, the bearded bandit was never caught or identified. So, he might be the
Oh, we got
real
away with it.
deal.
What if that's actual Santa? No, but what if actual Santa like came in and like stole money from people to pay for all of the elves in the North Pole? I mean, guys, that's some hard work. I thought it'd be a reindeer kangaroo. Santa ran out of money to pay the elves. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, guys. It's expensive up there. There's a bunch of got Santa struggling. Nobody believes anymore. Tough times with climate change. Oh my god.
And if I was Melbourne PD, I'd consider searching for the criminal in the North Pole. Those
just go find
criminals
the
made
elves.
the naughty list, but they aren't the only thieves
Can
who've
Santa
donned
put himself?
intriguing
Can Santa put himself on the naughty list? Is that possible? That's a good question.
disguises. In 2010, Dennis Hawkins decided
Oh,
to rob
not
a
this
bank
guy.
in Pittsburgh while disguised as a woman. The blonde bombshell walked in with a
That is the most convincing disguise I've ever seen in my life. I can't tell the difference right now, chat.
BB gun, a wig, and a heavily stuffed shirt. But he didn't bother to shave his goatee, allowing the
He
bank
wants
tellers
the
to
booba.
easily identify him as a dude in disguise. Hawkins actually made it out with the money, but instead of keeping a
Oh,
low profile,
actually.
he immediately went to a gas station and tried to steal a car, where he was caught and arrested.
What?
His disguise linked him to the bank.
He was trying to go 2 for 2. If you rob something, you don't go and steal a car. That takes too long. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Oh my god. He literally said double or nothing.
Bank robbery.
Wow.
So the busty thief was busted, and he learned that when you pick out a disguise,
that's what you get.
you should probably try
You never
to
go
cover
2
your
for 2,
face.
chat.
Like this astounding porch pirate.
This might actually be better than the cone because they literally didn't even have a cone around. They just grabbed a trash bag. Sir, this is solid snake. I mean, they could see him.
Oh man, talk about criminal trash. This home security footage shows
Well, at
the
least the
moment
trash
that a
took
thief
itself out.
successfully stole a package in Sacramento by wearing a trash bag and waddling to the front door. The homeowner, Omar Munoz, explained that although the criminal was never identified or caught, the package he stole contained 2 phone chargers that were worth less than $10.
What is the thing with these people being forged pirates? Because I'm being real, chat. All this stuff that goes, like, shows up to my house, it's not worth a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand these people that are like, I'm gonna try and steal whatever. Because honestly, it could be completely worthless. So for you to, like, forge pirate makes no sense to me logically. What is the point of stealing it? I guess so free is free. I just really have a hard time understanding that.
So the robbery was pointless, and all it achieved was ruining Omar's day, as both his phone and the criminal remained uncharged.
No, I agree. It's very, like, inconvenient.
Utterly stupid.
Oh, here we go, chat. Here we go, chat. I'm so excited for this one.
Whether it's revenge, jealousy, or
Please don't tell me that he was in a field pretending to be a cow.
greed, establishing the motive for a
Please.
crime can be difficult. And
Please.
sometimes a criminal's actions are so bizarre that they're impossible to explain. In 2011, Jonathan Payton walked into a Walmart in Stafford County, Virginia, on all fours while
Okay.
wearing a full-body cow costume. He then stood up and filled his cart with 26 gallons of milk before waltzing out of the store and handing it out in the parking lot for free. When the Walmart employees realized that Payton hadn't paid for the milk and confronted him, the bovine bandit reportedly fled the scene and skipped to a nearby McDonald's. However,
Let me get this straight. He walked into a Walmart pretending it was a cow, grabbed a bunch of milk, and gave out free milk. Well, that's just me on a Saturday. I mean, you guys coming to stream getting the milk for free. I must be guilty, chat. Damn it, you caught me, chat. So wait a second. He goes into a McDonald's. What the is going on?
However, the customers there also called the cops due to Jonathan's erratic behavior. So the police were able to track him down, arrest
Okay.
him, and
This is actually not as bad as I thought. This is just a crazy guy in a cow costume. That's literally it. Oh, it's really funny. He was handing out milk. Like, chat, if you were in the middle of a parking lot and a guy dressed up in a cow costume was handing out milk, are you actually going to take that milk? I mean, come on, chat.
charge him with misdemeanor shoplifting for stealing $92 of milk. Jonathan never
That's a lot of
explained
milk.
why he committed the bizarre theft, but every criminal needs a partner in crime, and I think I've found his dream woman.
This is the greatest mugshot ever.
In
They left
2008,
him in the costume
partner in crime,
and
and
everything.
I
You
think
know what I
I
mean,
found
chat?
his dream woman.
Oh my gosh.
In 2008, Michelle Ann from Middletown, Ohio, was arrested for drunkenly chasing kids around her street and urinating on their neighbor's porch while dressed in a cow costume, giving a new definition to neighborhood beef. Unfortunately, Michelle didn't explain why she wore this strange outfit to go on her rampage before being charged with disorder.
Literally running around. I got some milk for you, baby. Imagine you're just like a neighbor. You're just having a great day. Saturday night with the kids. You open up your door and there's a person in a cow costume pissing on your house. People are crazy, man.
Conduct. Fortunately, the judge saw through her disguise and sentenced her to a month in Middletown jail instead of the local dairy farm, ensuring she was
I think she
appropriately
just needs
punished
help.
for her crime. Still, after a month in the slammer, Michelle
Honestly,
Ann
you know what would have been more appropriate, chat? Make her work in Chick-fil-A in the cow costume for like a year. Then she'd have a new
was
appreciation
released
for
to
it.
the streets. And it wouldn't surprise me if in the future, Michelle
The
and
punishment
Jonathan
fits the
team up
crime.
like a bovine Bonnie and
The
Clyde
punishment
to
fits
commit
the
a
crime.
cow-themed crime spree. Grain silos beware. Twinkle toes. Wearing a lousy disguise isn't the only way that a criminal's
And she
outfit
gets a
can
job,
foil
too.
their plans.
Exactly.
One
It's
night in
perfect.
1993, Alfred Ackrey was selling the devil's dandruff out of his van in Charles City County, Virginia,
Yo.
when the police pulled
Hey,
him
yo.
over. As the cops approached, Alfred grabbed his illicit substances, jumped out of the vehicle,
Oh, he
and
booked
ran
it.
into some woods. The cops gave chase on foot, but they were unable to spot the criminal in the dark until his shoes started to flash with bright
Oh,
red
no.
lights.
No.
See, Alfred was wearing
Not the light of Jordans. What a way to get caught. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate right there.
a pair of light-up shoes from
Damn
LA
you, Foot
Gear
Locker.
that activated every time his heel hit the ground. These sneakers were popular in the 90s, but they
Oh,
led the
no.
cops straight to Alfred's location, allowing them to
Wow,
catch
what
and
a way
arrest
to
him
get caught.
with over $800 worth of booger sugar in his pockets.
Yeah, just take the
Sorry,
shoes
Twinkle
off
Toes.
at that
You should
point.
have spent that money on more
I
practical
never thought my Jordans would
sneakers.
betray me till now.
Or you could have taken a leaf out of this next criminal's book and stolen them. In 2019, a woman in Venezuela tried to shoplift 8 pairs of jeans by putting them all on in the dressing room.
Okay, but that
and waddling
does actually happen, chat. People do get away
out
with
of
that
the
a lot.
store. But like Shakira, her puffy hips didn't lie, and she was immediately caught by staff members who took her to a back room and forced her to hand the stolen goods over.
Look at all
Man,
that.
and-
Yeah, I mean, we've seen people like stuff like TVs under their muumuus and stuff, chat. Like, I mean, it's crazy. People do get away
I
with
thought
this.
double denim was too much. The woman was literally caught with her pants down, but she hasn't been publicly identified, and it isn't clear whether she was arrested. However, this
Honestly,
video has amassed
I know this is the dumbest criminals, but I'm a real chat. I don't feel like that one was particularly dumb because a lot of people do this and get away with it. I wouldn't say this is the dumbest one.
over 4 million views on Facebook, so her crime was punished with a pretty heavy
4
dose
million
of
Karens
public
saw it, chat.
humiliation.
4 million.
Signed confession. When CSI investigates a crime scene, they look for clues to reveal the perpetrator's identity, like DNA evidence, fingerprints, or ideally, a piece of paper signed with the criminal's full name. See, in 2018, Glenn Flory
What?
robbed a bank in Bentleyville, Pennsylvania, by
Okay.
asking a teller for a deposit slip before using it to write a threatening note demanding money. The teller then gave him $1,300 in cash, and when Glenn freely walked out of the bank, he thought he'd performed the perfect heist. But when the police arrived and examined
Right?
the ransom note, they discovered that when Flory wrote on the safety deposit slip, his muscle memory kicked in, and he accidentally signed his real name on it.
Yes, muscle memory. There's no way. Give me the money and nothing else will happen. Thank you. Did he put how much he wanted over here too? Oh yeah, here's my name. Here's my account number. Here's my social security. I don't even know what to say to this, chat. What do you say to this? This is literally just pure stupidity right here, chat. I'm sorry, you
Accidentally
deserve to get
signed
caught.
his real name on it. Bentleyville
Wow.
has a population of just 2,300 people, so the cops
Wow.
were able to track down and
What's
arrest
the
the
Chris?
borough's only Glenn Flory around 4 hours after the robbery took
And he's
place.
in like a tiny town. Of course they're gonna find
When
you.
it comes to
Even put the date too. That's
criminal
nuts.
calling cards, leaving a signed confession at the scene of your
Wow.
robbery is pretty dumb. But hey,
Wow.
at least Glenn's confession was a mistake, and he didn't voluntarily hand himself into the authorities.
It's wild to me that people can actually not think through their entire crime, chat.
In 2012, the U.S. and Afghan militaries put out a $100 bounty on Mohammed Ashan, a Taliban commander who was suspected of plotting 2 IED attacks. They placed wanted
God.
posters all over Afghanistan's Patika
gosh.
province. And a short while later, Mohammed Ashan willingly approached a military checkpoint and handed himself in, while demanding that
All
he
right.
should be paid the cash reward. The soldiers arrested Ashan on the spot, and a biometric scan confirmed that
What?
he really was the Taliban leader.
You can't claim your own ransom reward. It's like giving yourself your own nickname, right, chat? You can't do that.
Of course, he wasn't paid the $100, and when a U.S. official was asked why Ashan turned himself in, they responded, clearly,
What?
the man is an imbecile. Remember, kids,
There's no
sometimes
way.
honesty isn't the best policy.
There's no way, chat.
Failed getaway.
Oh my
The perfect
gosh.
getaway requires the perfect
That's
vehicle.
wild.
And Hollywood's thieves have evaded the police in everything from souped-up sports cars
That
to
is
nimble
wild.
Mini Coopers. But some criminals don't put much thought into their getaway car, and some of them don't bother to check that it's large enough to carry the loot that they're stealing.
You just He's just holding it in the bag, just like, all right, come on, buddy. Let's do it. That's like showing up to rob a bank after it's closed. You gotta make sure you have all the parts together. This is crazy. Just roll down the street. The dog is chasing them. The dog is chasing them. Now everybody's chasing them. Wow.
These burglars from Ciudad Bolivar, Venezuela, tried
bunch
to
of
steal a
idiots.
washing machine, but they didn't make a clean getaway.
Out of all the things in the world to steal, chat, you're gonna steal a washing machine. Like, you can steal money, you can steal money out of a register. You stole a washing machine.
Because the appliance didn't fit into their mid-sized sedan. As a group of good Samaritans followed in hot point
I don't
pursuit,
understand.
the criminals were
There's
forced
so
to
many things to
abandon
steal.
the
Why
loot,
would you try to
allowing the
steal that?
civilians to carry the washing machine back to the
Yeah, I guess
owner's
they were
house.
stinky, huh?
The thieves
They
were
need to wash their
completely
clothes.
unsuccessful, but they probably should have opted for a larger vehicle like a pickup truck. Although, even that always doesn't get the job done.
Oh, did they try to, like, pull the door out? What is he doing? What is this guy doing? Well, it's separated, so... He didn't see that it wasn't connected anymore. Oh, that's great. Round 2, fight! No way, no way! He's like, he didn't pull close enough! Is he gonna give up? He
In
gave up,
2015,
no way!
this criminal from Queensland, Australia,
Oh my god, he actually gave up. No way. Alright, this one's up there with the dumbest
attempted
I've
to
ever
steal a
seen.
gas station's
This one is up there,
ATM
chat.
by dragging it out of the building with a chain hooked up to his truck. Unfortunately, the chain was a bit
I'm
too
still watching your
short,
drive from my
causing
driveway.
it to repeately
Still up there,
disconnect from the
brand new iPhone
ATM
15.
and his vehicle.
Nice.
After a couple of failed attempts, the thief gave up and drove away, with an empty chain dragging along
Hey,
the
at least
asphalt.
he did quit. At least
The
he
man
was
was
smart
never
enough for that.
identified or arrested, but the video amassed over 1.5 million views online.
Yeah, at least he
So
knew when to
hopefully
quit.
the fact that his blunder went viral turned him away from a life of crime. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not too confident about
Stealing
that
an ATM is pretty
either.
extreme, chat. That's pretty extreme.
Selfie incriminating. We use our phones and tablets to message friends, make calls, and watch handsome YouTubers. So it's pretty stressful when your smart device gets lost or stolen. In 2013, Alan Engstrom found this out the hard way when he accidentally left his iPad on a flight from Phoenix to Denver. The airline was unable to find the tablet.
The other thing, though, is with all those things, they have tracking, so it's pretty easy to find them.
And as a month passed by, Alan thought the device was lost. Until these photos from a mysterious stranger started appearing on his son's iPod. Alan realized that the goofy selfies were being taken on his iPad, and the tablet was automatically uploading them to the family's shared iCloud account. This
No
confirmed that
way.
his device had been stolen.
Oh my god, that's insane. That's kind of crazy, chat. It was going to the cloud? Oh my god.
So he uploaded the selfies to Facebook, hoping that
Oh
somebody
my
would
God.
recognize the criminal. He even parodied her photos and considered uploading a picture of himself to the
Wow.
cloud with a sign that read,
Okay, let's be real though. I mean, yes, that person's stupid, but also that's really funny. Like, a lot of people would actually fall for that.
"Want my iPad?" However, Alan ultimately decided against it, and when nobody revealed the criminal's identity, he stopped giving updates online.
Yeah, I
So
would
it
just,
isn't
like, not
clear whether he
connect
ever
it.
recovered the device. The thief
Oh
was
my gosh.
publicly shamed on social media, but that's a pretty light punishment for theft. And it isn't nearly as bad as the time that my iCloud photos got
Too
leaked.
bad they didn't,
Still, this isn't the
too bad
first
they didn't
time that a
find 'em.
dumb criminal has shared their own confession online.
that's definitely up there with
In
pretty dumb though,
2012,
chat.
Michael Baker from Kentucky decided to impress his friends by siphoning gasoline out of a cop car. He got his buddy to take a photo of the crime before posting it on Facebook, which allowed the cops to immediately track Michael down and arrest him on
That is
misdemeanor
so stupid.
charges. We've all posted
That's
embarrassing
literally
things on
just the
social media,
dumbest
but
thing.
Michael really takes the cake.
Why would
As he
you do that and
was able
post
to
it?
add another photo to his Facebook
Wow,
profile.
gotta be another
a
muscle
mugshot.
memory moment. I'm in muscle
No
memory creating to
escape.
post it.
The stupidest
Ain't
criminals
no
are
way,
usually
chat.
caught by the cops and thrown in
Ain't no
jail.
way.
However, lots of these dum-dums double down on their stupidity by attempting to escape from prison. In 2022, 4 prisoners in Ceará, Brazil,
I just want to say, chat, I really like heists. I think they're so cool. Or like jailbreaks. I want to see these people actually made it out
attempted to
somehow.
escape prison by digging a hole through the wall using a dismantled shower pipe before
Okay.
crawling to freedom. The first criminal slipped through the hole and escaped, but when Rafael Valadao attempted to follow him, the 225-pound prisoner got wedged in the crawl space.
Oh no.
The other escapees couldn't push him through, so Rafael was forced to shout for help from some nearby guards. The guards snapped some photos with big smiles on their faces before
Got him.
calling the fire department to cut him out
Got
of the
him.
wall. The unsuccessful prisoners were ridiculed and escorted back to their cells. But to be fair, the plan would have worked if Raphael spent more time working out
And
in
Meg
the
really
yard
went to
and
extreme
less time
measures to
eating
escape
junk
the ban.
food from the commissary. Other escapees have developed similar plans, like this Brazilian criminal from Santa Catarina who tried to escape his cell by squeezing through the food hatch.
Okay, these are wild. You must be, I mean, they are in jail, so I get that you're desperate. Oh no. That must be painful. That's so small. Look how small that hatch is.
Unfortunately, the
Oh,
crook was
no.
larger than a lunch tray, and he got stuck in the tiny gap. The cops had to
Yeah.
call the fire department to free him, and they started by
gosh.
pouring sunflower oil on his body to help him slip through.
Look how small
This
that is.
didn't work, so they used power tools to cut the man out before
Oh, my
immediately placing
gosh.
him in another cell. Fast food
And
thief
wide hip strike again,
When you
chat.
picture
This
a-
is why Twitch bans hips.
in another cell.
They want you to be able to escape from jail.
Fast food thief. When you picture a heist, you probably imagine a team of criminals robbing a bank or an art
Not the P. Diddy method. Oh yeah, baby, get oiled up. Let's go. It's time. Not
gallery.
the P.
However,
Diddy.
not all thieves have such lofty aspirations. And in 2020,
Dang.
a man from Lawrenceville, Georgia, burgled
Okay.
a Taco Bell in the early hours of the morning
Did he
by
cook
breaking
himself some
through the
Taco
drive-in
Bell?
window. He grabbed a laptop and a tablet, but all that thieving made him hungry, so he decided to cook himself a snack. Taco Bell always gives me the runs, but this guy didn't bother running away. Then, after eating his Crunchwrap Supreme,
Are you fucking
was
serious?
supremely tired, so he laid down on the floor to nap for 3 hours.
What
sleeping
the
at
fuck? He's like, I'm gonna break into Taco Bell, eat my Chalupa Supreme, and pass the out, just like I do every other
the scene
Friday.
of a crime is pretty stupid, but when the burrito bandit woke
I
up,
feel
the
him
restaurant was still empty.
exactly. I'm like, that's just a mood. That's a normal weekend night. Eating my Crunchwrap Supreme and fall asleep for 3 hours.
So he climbed
Oh, that's
through the
wild.
window and escaped with the stolen electronics. Amazingly, the criminal was never identified or caught. However,
The
I
Taco
think
Bell
it's pretty
burglar
lucky
got
he
away
robbed
with
a
it.
Taco Bell instead of another
What a
fast food
legend.
establishment. I don't think Ronald in the
Guys, what a fucking legend. Steals Taco Bell, steals some money in electronics, takes a nap, and still gets away with it.
colonel would let him get
What's up?
away
How's
so
it going,
easily.
T.I.? I can.
Peculiar pirate. So far, we've largely looked at petty low-life criminals. So let's
What
move
a
on to a
legend.
genuine pirate who tried to escape the law by stealing
Is
a
this
boat
about
and
Toomsy?
sailing into the seven
Toomsy, is this
seas.
about you?
In 2023, the police in Victoria, Canada, put out a warrant for the arrest of Jericho Labonte on charges of criminal harassment and mischief. Labonte was announced as a risk to public safety by police for the charges, and he
Oh,
went
oh,
on
wow.
the run. He soon appeared 235 miles away in Astoria, Oregon, when he trespassed onto the porch of the house that was featured in the 1985 movie The Goonies. While trespassing, Labonte
Oh no, Chad. He went back to where it all started with the Goonies. There was only one place for him to return to.
recorded himself placing a dead fish on the house's porch before
What the
uploading the footage onto social media. This prompted the police to
What?
start searching for him in Astoria, but Jericho wasn't ready to turn himself in. So he headed to a nearby port and stole a small yacht before sailing into the ocean to make his escape. Unfortunately, a giant storm rolled in, forcing Jericho to call the Coast Guard and get
Oh my
airlifted to safety
gosh.
after his ship capsized.
I mean, at least he tried, right?
The
At
Coast
at
Guard
least give him
didn't
credit for
realize that
trying.
they'd rescued a wanted criminal, and by the time the cops heard about the ordeal, Jericho had been treated in the hospital and released. However,
Oh
his
my
freedom
God.
was short-lived,
He's
as
still
after a
going.
brief manhunt, the cops found him hiding out in a homeless shelter and arrested him. Jericho
Yo ho, yo ho. I'm getting arrested. Wow, he literally went on a run, guys. He was like, you know, I'm gonna go see all of the sights. I'm gonna be a pirate. I'm gonna see the ocean. I'm gonna go to the Goonies house. I'm gonna go everywhere,
was
chat.
hauled to jail and charged with theft, criminal
He
mischief,
knew this was
and
his last
recklessly
run.
endangering another person.
He knew this was it, chat. He had to just go see the sights.
This gave him a rap sheet that Blackbeard would have been proud of. And in my opinion, it's established him as one of the strangest pirates to ever live.
The pirate's life was not for him.
Down the drain. For law-abiding citizens, the idea of committing a crime and getting thrown in jail is absolutely terrifying.
Bro
But
thought
it
he was
turns
Jack
out
Sparrow.
there are worse places to get stuck than a cell.
Oh my gosh.
See, in 2023, a suspected package thief in Fayette County, Georgia, ran away from the cops and crawled inside a storm drain.
That's wild to me that you would run from cops while stealing a package. It's just a package. Just put it down.
Before discovering the pipe it led to was just 50 yards long. The cops gathered at both ends of the pipe and demanded that the criminal come out. But after an hour of negotiating, he still refused to cooperate.
Oh, that's gross.
So the police led a canine unit called Axe into one end of the pipe, causing the criminal to rush the other side and surrender. Unfortunately, he got wedged in at the end of the tube, so the cops had to use the long arm.
Why the fuck? This is over porch stuff. A package on a porch! And you're gonna do all this? Look at these people calling out motherfucking Axe. You have to deal with that now.
Arm of the law
That's
to
crazy.
pull him out of the drain.
That is
as
crazy.
Axe nipped at his heels. The crook got out and was apprehended after a relatively brief time in the drainage tube,
Ew, that's
which is,
gross.
strangely, a location type criminals seem to
That's gross.
love hanging around in. In 2011, another group of criminals in Ceres, California, snatched Jared Mediero's phone out of his hand before throwing it into a storm drain. Those criminals sadly got away. But when Jared attempts to crawl into the drain to recover his phone, he got wedged for 40 minutes with his feet sticking out of the ground.
Oh no.
Jared was thankfully rescued, but the lesson is clear.
Oh God.
Whether you're sticking out of the ground. Jared was thankful.
Oh God. Oh no. Well, you could say that's a really shitty situation, chat.
In
Like,
Hollywood,
guys, if your stuff gets thrown in a drain, like, just let it go.
drains
It's not worth it.
thick as thieves. In Hollywood, heists usually involve high-speed police chases, as the criminals do everything they can to evade capture. In reality, the dumbest criminals often failed to get away from the crime scene. In 2016, this man from Jastrowie, Poland, tried to steal cash
I love how these people trying to sneak into stuff and it gets stuck. It makes it so much better, chat.
from a ticket booth at a train station, but he became stuck while attempting to squeeze through the security bars.
Yeah, too much
The
cake.
criminal tried to wriggle free,
Too much cake.
but after a while, the rail worker discovered this strange scene and called the cops and fire service. The firefighters had to
Not the step
warsaw
bro,
through
I'm
the
stuck.
bars to cut him free, but the cops immediately revoked this newfound freedom by giving him a ride to jail and charging him with attempted theft.
Oh no,
The
Mr.
embarrassing
Officer.
incident taught the bandit to
stuck.
cut back on the
Please, Mr. Officer, could you help me with your big, strong arms?
kielbasa, but there are worse places to get stuck. In 2013,
Like, bro, I'm
a
taking
man
you
from
straight to jail.
Santa
Shut up.
Catarina, Brazil, tried to break into a restaurant in the early hours of the morning by climbing
Okay,
through.
look, chat, I'm gonna be real.
Brazil tried to break into a
I'm
restaurant
gonna be real with you,
in the
chat. If I was gonna break into any restaurant, it would definitely be one of these because they're delicious.
early hours of the morning by climbing
I
through an
understand.
oven's extraction chimney. Unfortunately, the flimsy chimney immediately broke under his weight, trapping him inside the metal tube. Luckily, he immediately broke under his weight, trapping him inside the metal.
Imagine the cops show up and you're just like, you're already wrapped up and ready to go. Like, they didn't have to do anything. He arrested himself. Ain't no
metal
way.
tube. Luckily, a witness watched the break-in
That
and
is
had already
amazing.
called the cops. So the grease-stained criminal was soon cut free before being hauled off to jail.
And all the food grease and stuff.
A
Oh, that's
similar
gross.
situation occurred in 2017 when a criminal from Makakoba,
You
Zimbabwe,
know that's
was stuck in
disgusting,
a
chat.
chimney for 2 days after his gang tried to rob a local youth center. The gang members climbed in through the chimneys and stole 2 computers, a laptop, and a jacket.
I mean, it is
However,
smart.
when this unlucky criminal became stuck,
Until
his
you
crew
get,
bailed on him,
stuck.
forcing him to wait for help. 2 days later, the youth center's cleaner heard him shouting for help. And when he was rescued, he stunk
my
of
God.
excrement, was covered in flies, and told his rescuers that he was starving. The criminal
Oh, he actually suffered for that one, chat. Stuck there like 48 hours, all gross and stuff. Yeah, that's like
was
punishment
arrested
enough.
for attempted burglary, but in my opinion, he'd already suffered enough. I mean, if pooping your pants
Yeah,
and
I
going
agree.
2 days without a meal doesn't rehabilitate you, nothing
Oh
will.
my God.
Well, that wraps up the wrap.
Wow, that was insane. Yeah, he got punished hard enough on that one, chat. I literally cannot imagine at all being stuck there for 2 whole days, not able to move. You poop yourself. You're stuck in a chimney. You're not eating. That's punishment enough, chat. I think he got what he deserved. What do y'all think?